Right, let's get to Capital City. And then we'll go back out into the world. So I'm not going to focus too much on picking stuff up and all that right now.
I wonder if anyone's watching.
Capital not City. Okay. Well, obviously I'm going to get there with my bike, so it's not going to be that useful to me. Yeah, just got to go around it. It's not the best place for biking because there's just so many flipping rocks. I'm going to head out. This bit's emptier. This bike is a huge relief, man. And very, very much needed. It came at the right time. Old books. Nah. He looks like he's got slides on. Alright. Hopefully there's some motorbike upgrades. I'd love to be able to go a little faster than this. Ooh. Easy there. Yeah, there's no... They're not going to put a bridge across this. I'm going to try and make a little jump here. Whoop. Let's see, this could go horribly wrong. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. It stopped me being submerged. Come on. Get up. There's just way too many rocks to make this that efficient. Again, good enough. I forgot that there were so many of these. These generators are absolutely crucial. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
You're on electricity fire right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's much I can do about this one. Yeah, fine. Oh, capital not city. Nice. I'm going to pick this one up.
Gotta stretch my legs.
When there's that much en route, you got to take it. Alright, just going to go straight over here. Didn't get submerged again. Not too bad. Oh no. Oop. Alright, should be a clear run to the finish now. Yeah. Alright, people loving their generators now. It's probably one of the easiest ways to get likes. Let me in. Wait, was it here? Oh, I'm being greeted now? Okay. Here we go. Probably time for some cutscenes. Alright. There we go.
Sam.
Hold on, man. Oh shit, I stopped him from...
First, deliver your cargo, then you can take on new requests.
I was worried that I might screw this one up because I did technically submerge a couple of times.
Welcome back, Sam Bridges. Always a pleasure. Thanks for the delivery. Well, Sam Bridges does it again. Crypto bio should be fine. Much obliged.
Seems good enough. Cargo damage 1%. Okay, well I got a B for that. I think that's deserved because I did submerge it. Absolutely deserved. Cool. Okay, got some of that for him too.
Hey, I got something for you.
It's nice I get something back. Oh nice, we've got a cap. Okay. That's an ugly cap. But, okay. Thank you.
Okay, safe travels.
I'd rather have the beanie.
There's something different about you. Can't quite put my finger on what. But I swear, I'm not imagining.
Repatriate, homie.
I'm impressed, Sam. You've brought pretty much the entire region together. But the further west you head, the more you're going to have to deal with BTs.
Of course.
Now, we're always looking for new, more permanent solutions. And we know your blood has a measurable effect on them.
Yeah.
I told you before that Mama's developing a weapon to leverage that, which is why we need a way to artificially produce more of it. Hence the cryptobiotes. But maybe you already figured it out. If all goes according to plan, we might be able to turn the tide. But first, it's time to bring Port Knot City into the UCA. The order from Die Hartman is waiting on the delivery terminal.
Okay, but where's my prototype?
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Sam, I received word from Mama that she's completed her anti-BT weapon. Prototypes of her design form a part of your next shipment. A delivery of relief supplies for the people of Port Knot City. Port Knot City is a fair distance from BT territory, but the weapons should come in handy if any stray too close. They'll also provide people with the means to defend themselves when traveling outside the city limits. The shipment also includes a variety of medicines, as well as human sperm and egg samples. These specimens are essential for maintaining genetic diversity as they were donated by civilians living outside the major population centers.
Okay, makes sense.
By taking advantage of chiralium's temporal properties, we can ensure they remain viable for as long as required. After the shipment's been processed, connect the Cupid. Now, once that's done, the entire region will be integrated into the chiral network. Afterwards, you'll be pushing on to Lake Knot City. So we've included relief supplies for the people there as well. Of course, to get there, you'll need to cross over the lake in between. Details on that will be in a second order you'll need to accept then. Without a doubt, this will be your longest run for us to date. Make sure you've got everything you need.
Man, I thought maybe we're gonna see these guys face to face and have a cutscene or something. Okay, Port Knot City. It's a long way away. 50 kilograms as well. Deliver an aid package, medicine for sperm, all that yada yada. So there's risk of death, and there's water, and there's BTs. Cool. Mission accepted.
That's a transfusion bag containing blood drawn from you. While equipped, it'll gradually replenish yours.
Okay. Why not just have 3?
Sam, this is our first attempt at developing an anti-BT weapon.
Okay.
I had to work fast with what we had, so they're basically modified hand grenades. At least, that's how they're meant to function. They've never actually been tested in the field. Who knows? You might be the first person to kill a BT. And wouldn't that be something? But, even if they do work, don't forget that they're fueled by your blood. Use too much, and you'll give yourself anemia.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Let's just have 6 of them. Let's have 8 of them. Let's go. We've got plenty of chiral crystals as well, so you never know when you're going to need that. And the grenades. Woohoo! Right, okay. I need to have another look at this. Wait, what? 50 kilograms there. So where's the 37 kilo? There's stuff I haven't handed in yet, I think. Wow. Okay. I didn't even think this was possible, but... Alright, load that all onto the bike. So we're already down to 37 now. That's much better. And we'll throw some of these onto the bike as well. So 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, I can't load onto the bike. Why not? There we go. Right, so now I'm down to 27. I mean, it looks like a lot, but they don't weigh that much, so I don't think it's that big a deal. Ah, okay, you can place these in pouches. Okay, this is looking better now. How many grenades are at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've ended up with like way too many here. I'm gonna... Wait, I'm gonna put some of these into storage. 1, 2... If we put these 5 into storage, we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so I'm going to go with something like this for now, and we'll just move. And see how we do with that. Okay, I think I'm ready. We are fully loaded and ready to take down BTs as well. Durability is restored by storing a vehicle in the garage. Store a vehicle, park it on top of the vehicle elevator. Enter program, carry on back, use vehicle, open cargo menus. Okay. Right, I think what I'll do is, I'll have a look at some emails. You're the best, Sam. You've brought me something one of a kind. A Ludens figurine signed by none other than the creator himself. Try printing that with a chiral printer. The one you've got is pretty cool, but this is a national treasure. Legend has it that these Ludens figured prominently in one of the creator's games. Pre-Stranding humans, Homo sapiens, were obsessed with them, you know. It was through these works they reached the next level and became Homo Ludens. Okay. Apparently what they played weren't games in the usual sense, but since these aren't around anymore, we might never know exactly what that means. But these Ludens figures, they were a symbol of one game in particular, and I guess you could say that by collecting these figures, I'm playing a game of my own. So there's what Jeff had to say. More interviews. Okay, let's have a look at potentially some of these. Necrosis and the ancient Egyptian view of life and death. Okay, I'll try to read this one since, you know, it's about death, so I feel like it might be relevant. The Egyptians believed that we humans were composed of 2 elements, the Ha and the Ka, the body and the soul. The Egyptians believed death not to be an instantaneous state of change, but a process by which the soul moves from one realm to another. But this process itself has changed thanks to the Death Stranding. In the normal order of things, when death occurs, the soul vacates the body and passes into the sea. From there, it transitions to the beach, and only then onto the world of the dead. But after the stranding, a soul that has already made its journey to the beach may attempt to return to its body in this world. It was hard to believe at first, but the process of necrosis provided proof of this phenomenon that was difficult to deny. This is why it is imperative that we burn the bodies of the dead. The body must be destroyed to sever the link with the soul. Only then will the soul be free to journey to the world beyond. Okay, so through this we know that we've got the seam, which is, I guess, basically like some kind of purgatory for souls, and then the beach, which is where souls end up after they're dead. So we've got Sam, when he's asleep, he dreams that he's on the beach, so, and he's a repatriate, so that kind of sheds a little bit more light on that sort of stuff. Okay, so this word chiral is thrown around a lot, so let's have a read about that. The word chiral comes from the Greek cher, meaning hand. Compare your left with your right. They seem similar in both size and shape, yes? Now face your palms away from you and place one hand over another. Their shapes do not overlap exactly, but place your palms together and voila, a match. It is as if one hand mirrors the image of the other. But again, if you were to actually compare the mirror image of your hand to itself, we would see that the two are not identical. This is the essence of chirality, the state in which the mirror image of a shape does not match the original. It has been theorized that BTs are mirror images of ourselves. Were we to exist in the same point in space and time, our shapes, as it were, would not overlap neatly onto one another, save in reflection. And when our particles meet their opposites, a void-out occurs. So it's like matter and antimatter explosion shit. The new form of communication we have devised utilizes beaches, which are akin to mirrors reflecting this world and the other, hence the term chiral network. A new form of communication we have devised utilizes beaches. So there's more than one beach. I thought maybe there was just like one place called the beach, but it's not. So chiralium is mentioned a lot as well. Chiralium, like dark matter, was born along with our universe and has existed ever since, just not in a dimension we are able to perceive. It is the beach that gives us access to that dimension, and with it, knowledge of chiralium's existence. Not just knowledge of it, of course. We have since observed it coalescing into crystalline form, and recorded measurable physical and mental effects on individuals exposed to it. It has reshaped our understanding of reality, and proven instrumental in the formulation of the multiverse theory of beaches. Oh man, this is again like super complex. It's funny, years ago I mentioned, like, when I first heard about Death Stranding, and I think I watched like the first ever trailer that was released for it, or the teaser or whatever it was, and I remember everyone's reaction to it was, what the hell's going on, what is this game about? And I remember like thinking, okay, so this is Kojima with completely like all of the leashes of having to work under a studio where you're not the boss, they've all been removed, and I'm like, so I just hope that he doesn't go for something so big and so deep and so convoluted and so meta that it ends up basically collapsing in on itself. And the more the story goes on with the Death Stranding and everything that we're seeing here, we're starting to get into like multiverse theory of beaches and all that kind of stuff. I'm just hoping that by the time we reach the end, it's going to come together in a way that's going to make enough sense that we're going to be rewarded for having gone through the story and not just been left completely bewildered about what we've just experienced. I mean, that's sometimes a good thing, but it's sometimes a bad thing as well. It's up in the air in that sense. Okay, that's really long. So yeah, the discovery of beaches and the concept of death, I think this is an important one. So now they're talking about the beach again. So I guess they've discovered one, but they know that this is maybe one of infinite beaches or something. But here we go. With the discovery of the beach, the fundamental truth of death was appended. I doubt you will find many who would deny this. Alas, we can say little with confidence. We can say little with confidence in any objective or scientific capacity, for our understanding of this new realm remains in its infancy and is ever evolving, much like our understanding of the universe as a whole. Perhaps the closest thing we have to a working explanation of the beach relates to the conception of a multiverse, but I digress. The beach is arguably both a concept and a reality. A discrete beach is influenced by the mind of the associated individual, and therefore linked to them irrevocably. This is why we have so energetically pursued the psychological, psychoanalytical, and neuroscientific angles when attempting to create a unified theory of the Death Stranding, the beach, and the related phenomena. So yeah, you can tell that this story and this world and the concepts and the themes are just really deep, really huge, really complex, and really philosophical. So it's going to be tough to kind of string this all together. No pun intended. There was a fad a while back in which subjects underwent counselling in order to learn more about their beaches, and in so doing gain a greater understanding of the nature of death. Doom sufferers in particular provided excellent opportunities for study. An interesting theoretical question arose during that period. If a person's beach was a product of their consciousness, might animals have beaches as well? A conundrum on the surface perhaps, but one quickly resolved. Only human corpses undergo necrosis and become BTs, which proves somewhat conclusively that only a human can possess a beach. And yet this begs another question. If all that is required is consciousness akin to that of a human, could an AI have a beach? An android? I, for one, do not believe so. Why? Because the function of our beaches is to connect the worlds of the living and the dead. If an entity was never born, it has not truly lived, and will never know death. Surely it cannot have a beach. So he's saying surely it cannot have a beach. Of course, he's not absolutely sure of that. But if there's an AI function to this as well, and you know Kojima loves his AI, if there's an AI element to this as well, and actually it turns out that certain beaches belong to AIs that never lived in the first place, then it's starting to get really, really crazy. But so now I'm getting a bit more of a picture about the whole beach situation, because it's like, it feels to me like everyone seems to have their own beach, and I guess everyone's beaches are connected to each other, and they form some kind of multiverse or something like that. So it's interesting, because he said in order to learn more about their beaches. So no one is the same. But is everybody alone on their beach? But now that the beach has brought us into direct contact with the world beyond, our relationship with death must further evolve. The next stage in our understanding is upon us. Corals of the sea. Oh yeah, okay. Life began in the oceans, and as it evolved, it graduated to the land. At least this is what was believed until recently. To creatures of the sea, the land is a harsh and unforgiving place. Given this, what could possibly have compelled these organisms to make such a drastic transition? Consider that fossils of the first fish to adapt themselves to land have been found in regions with unusually large tidal range. Could it be that these creatures developed legs in order to more swiftly return to the safety of the sea when stranded? Could their evolutionary leap have been triggered by this traumatic experience? If so, could similar circumstances have shaped the evolution of a coral-like organism that inhabit the sea, and driven them to develop an ability to live between life and death, between time and timelessness? Coral is, after all, older than any organism of the land, and hardy enough to have weathered the mass extinction of 540 million years ago, and it is a life form upon which many other organisms rely on for survival. Bearing all this in mind, one could argue that the ability to survive in the sea is indicative of a profound evolutionary leap. Oh yeah, okay, so we haven't seen Fragile yet, since really like early on in the game. Cryptobios, they're named for the process of cryptobiosis, which means hidden life. Okay, so that was a lot of reading. My throat is starting to get a little bit sore. I think I'll probably end the session for now, and in the next one we will be riding out and trying to get to Port Knot City and see how we do. What's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to more from this commentary playthrough of Death Stranding. We're all loaded up and ready for the big journey, I think. So we've got a lot of ground to cover. We've got to go all the way to Port Knot City. So we're going to have to go further than we've ever gone before. How far is this? 3. So we're looking at a good 3.6 kilometers of road to travel. But we do have a motorbike, so I'm hoping that's going to make life a little bit easier. So let me just check my orders. Oh yeah, I've got the mule camp thingy. I'll give this a go, I think, while I'm on my way. And then we've got this one that's going all the way there anyway. So let's just begin and see how we do. I've been enjoying the motorbike situation.
Sam, I was performing an experiment with Hermatic grenades. Might be worth taking a look.
Other players are pleased with you. 13 players, 41 likes. Okay.
Sam, looks like you've got some more orders to take care of. Remember, once you get to Port Knot City, you'll be crossing the lake. So you should make any pending deliveries before then.
Okay.
Take a look at your map and figure out the most efficient way to get to all the places you need to go.
Okay, cool. So it's almost going to be like a GTA Island kind of situation, perhaps, where once I'm over the lake, you know, that's pretty much it. It's going to be very difficult to come back. There's not going to be any fast travel. Damn it. So I was going to say this bit was a little bit potentially annoying because of the crypto buyouts I had to take, but it's okay in the end. But you're seeing these people with their bridges. I do think bridges and power generators are just probably the easiest way to gain likes. Is this a watchtower? Right, so I'm going to have to go around the long way. Unless we've got some more bridge action. So one thing that's frustrated me a little bit so far, one of my least favourite things about the game, as of this point, has been the data and the interview thing. So I didn't read the view transcriptions bit, but it's frustrating that they're only transcriptions, because there's a lot of hugely important information to the world here. And I mean, these are the kind of things that really divide players. Some players are like, well, at the end of the day, the game will reward you for putting in the extra effort and reading all of these so that you can really understand the lore, the world, and the story better. But I'm more in the, come on man, like, you got to give us a better way to digest information in the game. Because look, the biggest problem is, of course, this game, you know, it's no secret that a lot of it is going to be this kind of traveling right here. Okay. It's going to be this kind of traveling here. So if you had these transcripts, alright, okay, alright, they really want to use it. I'll continue this topic a little bit later. So I can't do it while I'm on the bike. Alright, let's get these grenades. Right. It will draw from Sam's body if a blood bag is not equipped. Alright, let me equip a blood bag if I can. I don't have any of them on me. Blood bag. Right, I've got one equipped, and now I've got this. Right. Show me a strander. I don't want to waste too much time because of the rain. Hold on. I really don't know how much of this I have to use. There we go. Okay. Damn, I wasn't close enough. There we go. So completely die, or what? Well, die again or whatever. Okay. Took it out, that's nice. Cool. So what's my status now? Alright, I've still got... So it uses 50 milliliters of blood, I think. That's not too bad. Let me quickly get back to my bike.